Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Maria, and today I'm going to be trying out two new products. One is a foundation and the other one is the new Charlotte Tilbury palette. So we'll start off with the foundation first. I already have my primer on. I'm wearing the Milk Hydro Grip primer, and the Estee Lauder is a double wear one. It's the sheer long wear makeup. It has an SPF of 20 in it. This is the packaging of it, and this arrived yesterday, so I have tried it out and I really like it, and I think this will probably be a go-to foundation for me, especially with summer coming up here in New Zealand. It just gives a very lightweight feel but has that double wear formulation, so it's just great for my oily skin. So I love Estee Lauder double wear. I have been using these ones for a long time, since I was about 28 years old when it first came out, and I have it in two shades. I have it in 3 in 2 in wheat. This is more for the summer, and then 3 in 1 in ivory beige, and this is for the winter. So the one that I picked up, I got in 3 in 2 wheat, because I thought, if I really love this, this will definitely be the one that I wear for the summer. And as I said, I tried this out yesterday, and the shade is actually a really good match. So the shades that they have in this new foundation seem to be exactly the same as they have in the original double wear formulation. So it comes in a plastic bottle. It has 30 mils of product, has a gold coloured lid. The bottle looks quite small, but it is the standard 30 mils. And you just twist off the top and you just pour the product out. So there's no pump, which is good, although this doesn't come with a pump either. You have to buy these separately, but I just buy them. It makes it for easier dispensing. Now the instructions on this say to shake it really well before you apply it, so I'll give it a good shake. And this has a shelf life of 24 months from a date of opening, and it is made in Belgium. Now on the Estee Lauder website, it says the double wear sheer is weightless, fresh feeling matte makeup with lasting all day long wear. Skin looks healthy, natural, authentic, visibly perfected with a softly diffused matte finish. It's an undetectable formula, enhances skin with enough coverage to let your natural beauty show. It evens skin tone and smooths the skin surface. It stays colour true, it is lightweight, comfortable, and you forget that it's there. And it's supposed to resist sweat and humidity. And as I said, has an SPF of 20. It also has antioxidants in this product, which helps to protect against UV rays and pollution. So I wore this yesterday probably for a good 8 to 10 hours. I don't know whether it is as matte as the original double wear formula. It has a really beautiful finish, like it says. It's very sheer and lightweight. I'm not just too sure whether it's as matte. But yesterday I used the by Terry primer, and today, as I said, I've used the Hydro Grip Milk primer. So I'm just going to see whether there's a difference. So this is quite a runny formula, so I'm just going to put a little bit out at a time. And today I'm going to put it on using a beauty blender. So you can see it is quite runny, and that's usually the case with these shearer type foundations. This foundation is also buildable. So I would say after yesterday it has initially a light coverage, but it is buildable towards a medium coverage. It doesn't seem to have any fragrance. I can't detect any anyway. So this is with nearly finished with just one coat of the foundation. And because I don't feel that it's as matte as the original Double Wear, the Stay in Place one, I put some under my eyes and on my eyelids, which sometimes I don't do if the foundation is too matte. So that's just with the one application. It does give a pretty good coverage. I can slightly see my redness come through, but for a sheer makeup, the coverage that this gives is just really, really beautiful. I wouldn't say, even though it says sheer, it probably with one application, it gives a bit more than a light coverage. Well, it does for my skin anyway. But I'm just going to go over these parts here on my cheeks just to show you that it is a buildable foundation. So it has built it up really nicely on these two areas. So just here it now leans towards a medium tight finish. The initial application, once you put it down, I feel, for me, it doesn't feel quite as matte as the Double Wear Stay in Place makeup. It doesn't feel greasy or anything like that, but it does feel like you need to set it down with powder, and it felt like that yesterday too. And even though that was with a different primer, it's still feeling the same today. But I do think it gives a really beautiful finish. And yesterday when I wore it, it lasted really well too. So overall it is a really lovely foundation. So it's been sitting just a little bit longer now, a minute or two. And I still feel like I do need to set it down with some powder. Now this one here, that is an old true favorite. In the middle of summer, I can put this on, and even without powder, I can wear it, and I know that it doesn't get too greasy, and it just stays a beautiful matte all day. Whereas this one, I think if it's not powdered down, it may start to shine through. But it's definitely one, because I really like this formulation and I do like the sheer coverage. So it's one that I will continue to wear throughout the spring and in the middle of summer, and I can give you an update on it. But for those of you that think that this one is perhaps a little bit too heavy, I don't find that. But if you found that this one is just on the slightly heavy side and you don't like that, then this is a really good option. So now off camera, I'm just going to put some concealer on, put some eyeshadow primer on, do my eyebrows, and I'm also going to set this foundation down with some powder. And then that'll be a few minutes doing that, so I'll be able to tell you how the foundation's feeling then, and then we'll take a look at the new Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette. So I've powdered down my foundation now and also put on some bronzer. I use the Chanel loose powder for my face and the by Terry, the pressed powder for under my eyes. And now the foundation just feels really, really beautiful. For me, this sheer foundation doesn't feel quite as matte as I was saying when I first put it down as the original Double Wear Stay in Place makeup. But once I have a little bit of powder on, I think it gives a really beautiful finish. And when I put this powder on yesterday when I was using it, this is how it stayed for the 10 hours that I wore it. It is only spring here in New Zealand, so it's fairly warm, but it's definitely not hot and humid. So it'll be interesting to see what this foundation is like when we head into the warmer weather. So now let's have a look at the new Charlotte Tilbury eye palette. This is the Instant Eye Palette. The Smoky Eyes Are Forever. And this is the 12 pan palette. The only other 12 pan palette I have of Charlotte Tilbury is the Pillow Talk one, and that's nothing like this palette as well. Now I didn't try this palette yet, but when I opened it yesterday and had a look, it really looks more beautiful in person than the pictures that I had been seen on Instagram. This eyeshadow palette has a shelf life of 18 months from date of opening, and it is made in Italy. I purchased this from Selfridges, and as I said, it just arrived yesterday. So it's the standard on the edge of the packaging on the outside. It shows you the different colour stories. So this is typical of the Charlotte Tilbury 12 pan palettes. There are the 12 shadows. There is 3 different shades. So she has Love Eyes, and then Power Eyes, Happy Eyes, and Confident Eyes. I mean, you can mix and match whatever you want, and that's possibly what I'm going to do today. But someone that's not quite sure where to start, I think these are great, and they just are really good at helping people that maybe not that confident with putting eyeshadow on. So let's take a look inside the packaging. And here is the outside. I'll just turn it so the light doesn't reflect too much. It is lovely packaging, and inside it has a cover for each eyeshadow color story. It says 1, 2, 3 on top, so it gives an indication that you can prime and enhance and smoke. Again, I think that's great for people that aren't quite confident with eyeshadow or are not sure where to begin. That is definitely a great place to start. And if you do follow those 1, 2, 3 like she has, which I have done in the past, it really does give a really beautiful result. So here are the shadows in the pan. There is a huge mirror, and I'll just hold these shadows up a bit. They are absolutely gorgeous, and straight away I'm drawn to that green shade. And each color story looks like there is a matte and 2 satin shades. So I'm going to swatch these on my arm so you can take a look, and I'm going to do it from left to right. I'll swatch each color story at a time. So I'll start with Love Eyes and work my way down through here, down to Confident Eyes. So here are the 4 color stories. This is Love Eyes, this is Power Eyes, this is Happy Eyes, and this is Confident Eyes. So for today's eyeshadow look, I'm definitely going to be concentrating on the Power Eyes because I want to use that really gorgeous green. But I might try a couple of other colours as well. We'll see how we go. I think I will start off with Love Eyes, this lightest colour here. It's a matte, and I'm going to put that all over my lid on each eye. You can see that these are quite powdery, but just like other Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows that I've tried, they feel really, really soft, and at this stage they also blend really beautifully too. So I'm going to use the same brush I've just used. This is the Rapha number 15, and I am going to start into this Power Eyes colour story. I'm going to go into the lightest shade here. Now this does have a bit of kick up, so I will be tapping off some before I put it on. So I just want to put it through the crease and take it quite a way above. I'm going to run that same shade underneath my lower lash line as well. I will be layering this. I don't think it'll show that well, but I just want to start with this shade. I'm going to take the Rapha number 14 brush And I'm sticking with the Power Eyes story. And I'm going to go into this shade here. This is a shimmer. And I'm going to put that just in the crease over the top of the other shade. And take it just above as well. I have hooded eyes, so unless I bring the shade slightly above, you don't really get to see the eyeshadows, or not when I've got my eyes open anyway. And again, taking the Refer number 3 brush in that same shade, I'm actually going to run that under my eyes as well. Just really easy to blend and just beautiful. They're just a very subtle shimmer, really, really gorgeous. Now I want to try another shade from another colour story. So I think I'll just add some depth on the outer corner of each eye, and I'll go into Confident Eyes, into this brown shade here, and see what that looks like. I'm going to use the Sonia G, it's the Worker 3 brush. I think the shade that's nearly black would probably be a bit too harsh, but I think the shade could look quite nice just to add a little bit more depth. Now I'm going to take the Sonia G Builder 3 brush. I'm going to go back into Power Eyes and now try out this really beautiful green. And it looks beautiful on the eyes too. So a really gorgeous shade. And because this formula just is so soft, it gives a look as almost as if I've wet the brush, and I haven't. It's a really stunning shade, and these shadows are just blending beautifully. I'm just taking the Sonia G Blender Pro, and I just want to blend this outer corner here, just so that there's no harsh lines between that and the shimmer shade. And then I'll just give a blend up here as well, just to soften it all out. And then I was going to go into one of the lighter shimmer shades, either this one or even this one here, possibly this colour for the inner corner, but I really just want to stick to that really beautiful green. So I'm going to take, I'm just wiping it on a cloth in front of me. This is again the Refer number 3 brush. I'm going to go back into this shade, and I'm going to take it down into the inner corner and just slightly underneath. These shadows are just stunning. Now I want to use that shade that is nearly black. I'm going to put a little bit on my lower lash line, but just on the very outside, and then I'll also use that to put a bit on my upper lash line as well. And then I'm going to line my upper lash line using that darkest colour shadow. This is with the Hourglass number 10 brush. Okay, and then normally I just grab something like the Sonia G Blender Pro or a Chocohodo brush. This is the blend brush, something like that, and I just go over one more time just to soften things out and make sure things are looking even. So now I'm just going to curl my lashes, because I'm going to use Charlotte Tilbury mascara, and the mascara is Legendary Lashes, and this is volume 2, and I've only had this for about a week and I've worn it nearly every single day. I really like this mascara. It gives volume and I can layer it. It doesn't transfer. I just think it gives a really beautiful look to the lashes. It's just a standard sized brush, not too big, it's not too small, and I just really love the formula of this mascara. I love a mascara that I can layer so it just doesn't dry down too quickly. So for my blush today, I'm going to use the Kjaer Weis one. This is one of the Cheek Collection blushes, and this is Sun Torched. I really love these blushes, and I've tried this one out in a previous video, but I think it'll go really nice with the green eyeshadow. And I'm not sure whether I'll use all 3 shades today, maybe just a couple. I might just use these 2. So I'll go with the middle shade first. This is a Sonia G brush. This is it's called the Jumbo Base, and this is one of those fusion brushes and really good for putting down cream products. And then I'm just going to go into the lightest shade and pop that over the top. And I think I might put on a little bit of highlighter today, and I do have a Charlotte Tilbury one, so I'm just going to grab that. So this is the Hollywood Beauty Light Wand. I really like this. I use this quite a bit for my everyday makeup. If I just want a little bit of highlight on the cheek, you only have to dab on quite a small amount. It's just really nice. It just gives a nice subtle highlight. I might just pop on a little bit more. A really nice subtle highlight. And as long as you go fairly easy with it, it, for me, doesn't emphasize texture in any way. Just gives a really beautiful sheen without being too blingy. And then finally is lipstick. It's no surprise that I'm just going to go with a fairly neutral lip. I'm going to use one of the new, it's the Wayne Goss lipsticks. This is in Cashew. I tried this in one of my previous videos. I think I might put a lip liner on today. So I'm just going to have a look, see if I can get a shade fairly close. And I've got a Natasha Denona one. This is I Need a Nude. I'm not quite sure which shade this is in, but everything that I'm wearing in today's video I will have it listed in the description box below. And that is in the shade Michelle. I had a good look. So I think it's called NB Michelle. And here's the final look. The foundation is standing up really well. It still feels exactly the same as when I powdered it quite a while ago now. So it is a really lovely foundation. It looks really gorgeous. As I said, it wears really well too. It's just whether it will stand up to humidity and the heat in the middle of summer. So I'll have to keep trying it out. The Charlotte Tilbury palette is beautiful. I'm so pleased I picked this up. As I said, I've only got one other palette this size, and that's the Pillow Talk one, and that is very different to this palette. The shadows just blend like a dream. They are very soft. There's a bit of kick up in the pan. There is a tiny bit of fallout, nothing major, but the softness of the formula helps them to give this really beautiful look on the eye. And like I said, it's almost like I wet my brush to put this shadow on, even though I didn't. They are just really, really stunning. So if you are thinking of picking up the Charlotte Tilbury palette and this color story interests you, then I recommend that you do. You won't be disappointed with the formula or the variety of looks that you can get. I mean, today I went a little bit more smokier. I added a bit of that black shade as well and the deeper brown shade here, but you could easily keep the eye look very light as well. Just stick to these shades across here and you'd have a really pretty daytime look, and it would look really soft and gorgeous. So overall, I'm very happy with the products. I really like the foundation. I really like this eyeshadow palette, and the overall look is really, really pretty. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.